Hello and welcome to Performance Anxiety.
At the movies,
And today we are watching...
Wuthering Heights.
Now, why are we watching Wuthering Heights?
Because there has been a massive critical backlash against this movie.
What are the kinds of things people are backlashing against?
Well, people are upset that the film is not accurate.
We're talking wrong accents, wrong ages, wrong faces, wrong costumes.
Wrong ethnicities, wrong everything.
Why do you think the backlash has been so fierce in this particular case?
Because I think we live in a kind of culture war and people are afraid that you either vandalize the holy canon of British literature or you don't change it enough in a kind of woke, acceptable way.
I think that's true. Now, the question is, what's Emeral Fennel done with Wuthering Heights? Let's go and find out. Well, that was quite something. What did you think?
I loved it. I was crying at the end. It was so beautiful.
Yeah, me too. It was, I have to admit, I was welling up there at the end. So what do you think is going on in this film?
Obviously, it is not a traditional adaptation of Wuthering Heights, nor is it a kind of woke reimagination of the source material. But what Emeral Fennel is famous for is what she did here. She did a vibe version of Wuthering Heights.
Now, this is very interesting because vibes are a relatively new way of making films, thinking about films and appreciating films. And what we're talking about here is atmosphere, associations, and kind of borrowed feelings. So if you're looking for a period appropriate and period accurate adaptation that has period correct details in it, this is not it.
No, absolutely. And what looks anachronistic is actually references and images from everything that has come after Wuthering Heights, but was influenced by Wuthering Heights.
That's very interesting. So what kind of references are we talking about here specifically?
Well, there are plenty, but for me the most fun one and the most obvious one is like 1970s, 80s bodice ripper novels.
Okay, tell me more.
It's not just like the aesthetic of the poster and the font, but the whole film, the way the people are photographed and put in the frame, and the way the colors work are all reminiscent of this kind of novel. It evokes the same sensibilities. And these kind of novels written by authors like Rosemary Rogers and Joanna Lindsay, they quote that Wuthering Heights has been a blueprint for these kind of bodice ripper harlequin romance novels. And especially the character of Heathcliff is the model for this cruel, dark, handsome man who loves you so much and so passionately that it drives you crazy and him crazy.
So, using things that Wuthering Heights has inspired to then feed that back into and then remake Wuthering Heights.
Yeah.
Okay. But this is not some kind of arid intellectual game playing, it's spot the reference or anything like this. This is a real heartfelt piece of filmmaking, right?
Yeah, this is not a kind of postmodern exercise in spotting signs and signifiers. It is pure art. It is all about how it makes you feel.
So, all that said, how do you think we should judge Emeral Fennel's take of Wuthering Heights?
Well, we can't judge it for accuracy. That would get you nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
So what we can only judge it on is how much of an emotional punch it lands.
I quite agree.
And I think it's quite heavy.
What would you say to the two sides of that culture war that we talked about earlier? People who are either looking for textual accuracy or kind of politically correct accuracy?
I think there are versions that they can watch. So there's the Laurence Olivier version of Wuthering Heights is for the traditionalists. Yeah, very nice. And if you're more of the woke kind, you can watch the Adria Arnold version of Wuthering Heights, also very good. But if you want something truly innovative and something new and experience something very sensual, do yourself a favor and watch that version of Wuthering Heights.
I quite agree. This is an extraordinary, rich and beautiful and moving version. Till next time.